Hello students, good afternoon. Welcome to the chemistry class. In this class, we will discuss about the second part of the chapter hydrogen. So in this part, we will discuss about the dihydrogen. So what is the dihydrogen molecule? Hydrogen atom cannot exist in free state and combine together to form a diatomic molecule in form of H2. Thus, molecular hydrogen is a diatomic and is covalent in nature. In order to distinguish H2 from H, the diatomic molecule of hydrogen is termed as dihydrogen. Okay, so occurrence. So as mentioned earlier, dihydrogen is the most abundant element in the universe. About half of the mass of sun and stars is due to hydrogen. The core of the sun contains about 35% and chromosphere is about 55% of hydrogen by mass. Okay, the planet Jupiter and Saturn consist mostly of hydrogen. Okay, next, in free state, hydrogen is not much abundant on Earth. In air, it is found to an extent of 1 part in 15 lakh parts. In the gases coming out from the volcanoes, coal mines, oil and oil wells also contains free hydrogen. In the combined state, hydrogen is widely distributed on the earth as well as in the earth crust. On earth, it is present in water, coal, petroleum, clay, and in all animal and vegetable matters. It constitutes about 0.9% by weight of the earth crust, and it is the ninth element in order of abundance in the earth crust. Okay, so it is an abundant and important element. Okay, now isotopes of hydrogen. So what is the isotope? Means the element which has the same atomic numbers but different atomic masses are known as isotopes. Okay, and hydrogen has three isotopes. Number 1H1 protium, number 2 deuterium 1H2, and number 3 tritium 1H3. So in these three hydro isotopes, you can see here that the atomic number of all these isotopes are same, that is 1. Okay, but masses are different, so they are called as isotopes. Okay, now protium, first isotope of hydrogen. This is the ordinary hydrogen and is represented by the symbol 1H1 or simply H. It has atomic number 1 and mass number also equal to 1. So naturally occurring hydrogen contains 99.985% of this isotope. Means all these three isotopes, this isotope will present in 99.98%, and in left amount there will be protium and deuterium will be deuterium and tritium will be present. Okay, next deuterium. It is also referred as heavy hydrogen. Okay, it is represented by symbol 1H2 or capital D. It has the atomic number 1 and mass number equal to 2. It is present to an extent of 0.016% in naturally occurring hydrogen. And third isotope, that is tritium, it is represented by the symbol 1H3 or capital T. It has the atomic number 1 and mass number is equal to 3. It is the radioactive in nature and is extremely rare isotope. Okay, so the abundance of these isotopes in the earth naturally occurring hydrogens in the ratio of 1:1 is to 56 into 10 to the power minus 2 and into 1 to the power 1 into 10 to the power minus 70. Okay, so this is the table here given in which the isotopes are given and their symbols, atomic numbers, atomic masses, number of electrons, number of protons, number of neutrons, and their atomic structures. Okay, so these are the table which describes about the three isotopes of the hydrogens. Now, due to the similar electronic configuration, these isotopes exhibit similar chemical properties. However, due to different masses, they differ in the rates of their chemical reactions. The chemical reactions of protium are much faster as compared to those of deuterium. For example, the reaction between protium and chlorine is about 13.4 times faster than between deuterium and chlorine. Okay. The difference in physical property and their rate of the reaction of isotope due to difference in mass number is referred to the isotopic effect. Okay. Now come to the preparation of dihydrogen. Okay, preparation of dihydrogen. So first preparation by the action of matter. So various matter react with water at different temperature to liberate hydrogen. For example, Zn plus H2SO4 gives ZnSO4 plus H2. So zinc matter react with sulfuric acid to produce hydrogen gas. Okay. Next, very reactive metals like sodium, potassium, calcium decomposes in water at room temperature and liberate hydrogen. 2Na plus 2H2O gives 2NaOH plus H2. 2K plus 2H2O gives 2KOH plus H2. So this is the figure in which the hydrogen gas will form. There is a granules of zinc are filled, and from above side H2SO4 will come and the reaction will take place, and zinc sulfate solution will form and removal of hydrogen takes place, which will come here and collected in this jar. Okay. Now next, less reactive metals like magnesium react with water to form magnesium oxide and hydrogen. Aluminium react with water to form aluminium oxide and hydrogen gas. Zinc with water to form zinc oxide and form hydrogen gas. Metals like iron, cobalt, nickel, lead and tin react with steam at high temperature to give a dihydrogen. 3Fe plus 4H2O steam high temperature gives Fe3O4 plus 4H2 magnetic oxides, okay, of iron by the action of hydrides. Second method for the preparation of hydrogen gas. NaH plus H2O gives NaOH plus H2. CaH2 plus 2H2O gives CaOH plus H2. So by this method you can also form the hydrogen gas by electrolysis of water. So by electrolysis of water at cathode and anode there will be liberation of hydrogen gas and oxygen gas will take place. Okay. By the action of steam on hydrocarbon or coke. So when hydrocarbons react with water at a particular temperature, then they form CO plus H2, mixture of CO plus H2, and this mixture is known as the water gas. When carbon react with water to forms also forms at high temperature, CO plus H2 means water gas. Okay. Now from acids, so zinc react with acid to form zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. Iron react with acid to form iron chloride and hydrogen gas. So by the reaction of metals with acid you can also form a hydrogen gas. From alkalis, certain metals like zinc, aluminium and tin dissolve in hot and concentrated solution of caustic alkalis and form hydrogen. Zn plus 2NaOH form sodium zincate Na2 ZnO2 plus removes hydrogen gas. 2Al plus 2NaOH plus 2H2O form sodium aluminate 2NaLO2 and form hydrogen gas. Tin react with sodium and form sodium stannate and evolves hydrogen gas. Okay. So they are some common method by which you can prepare the hydrogen. Now come to the laboratory preparation of dihydrogen. So in the laboratory, dihydrogen can be prepared very conveniently by the action of dilute sulfuric acid on granules zinc when even at room temperature. So zinc react with dilute H2SO4 and displacement reaction takes place. Zinc sulfate will form and evolve hydrogen gas will be released. Okay. Next, manufacturing of dihydrogen, Lenz process. So in this process, dihydrogen is prepared by the action of steam on the iron about 1100 Kelvin. 3Fe plus 4H2 gives Fe3O4 plus 4H2. Okay, this step is known as the gashing. Now, Fe3O4 react with H2 to form FeO plus water. FeO further react with hydrogen to form iron and water. Fe3O4 react with CO to form FeO and FeO react with CO to form Fe plus CO2. And this circulation of water gas is known as the reduction period and is carried out for about 20 minutes. So this steam and water gas are passed alternatively over iron and 2 or more furnaces are used to make the process continue. Next, Bosch process. So in this process, dihydrogen manufacturing by passing steam at red by passing steam over red hot coke. Coke means carbon react with steam water at high temperature to form CO plus H2 mixture known as water gas. Okay. Water gas further react with steam to form carbon dioxide and hydrogen. So in this way you can prepare the hydrogen. This reaction is basically known as water gas shift reaction. Water gas shift reaction. Next, by electrolysis of water. So electrolysis water also gives hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. Okay. So water ionized as H plus and OH minus ion, and cathode it will form hydrogen, and at anode it will gives oxygen gas. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day.